Hello, everybody. Welcome. Oh, that's not good. I see a timer. Welcome back to Charon's Staircase. Charon's Staircase. Now, the timer doesn't seem to be going. Microphone. 3, 4, 7, 9, and 5 something something 8. No real indication where those go, but I shall take it. Got a photo. This looks like the older version of the girl, right? Achievement. All the pictures. Nice. All right. I don't know today's date. I don't know my birth date either. I just know my name is Dara. I've been trying to escape for too many days now. Apparently, the hateful Llewellyn knew how to hide his secrets, and I say hateful because even though he's my progenitor, I my real father was, is, and will be good old Seth. Seth, he died as great men do, quietly, discreetly, protected by the greatness of his heart and that sense of having lived nobly, fighting against the atrocities of human nature. Now that I feel my spirits failing, I only wish not to forget and go into the unknown, but always aware of my story and my brothers. I start from the beginning. Oh, good lord, this is going to take a while. Long before my father died, feeling happy and loved in the forest house, I began to feel an inexplicable urge that kept me awake at night. First, there were sensations, emotions, desires, then came the voices. In a short time, the voice multiplied in my head like calls for help. It was the voice of a boy. My father, Seth, was everything to me. He taught me, among other things, to write as I do now. Took care of me, gave me affection. I only had him, so one day I decided to explain my problem to him. He, with a pale face, suddenly got up from his chair and knelt before me and made me promise never to tell that to anyone, least of all Llewellyn. In this way, we continued our life apart from what was happening on the other side of the lake, until one day my father Seth's heart stopped. I knew death, thanks to his teachings, and I understood right away that was death. A pain in my chest suddenly appeared, and my eyes filled with water that merged with the sadness of thinking that Father Seth would never be awake again. I went on with my normal life for a while. The carcass of flesh and bones where my father once lived was decomposing. I picked up his book, where he wrote down everything he felt and which he never allowed me to read. Now that I had the chance, I did not hesitate to know my truth, all of my truth. Then I placed it beside his corpse. A man must end his existence with the evidence of who he was, not just with his perishable body. In the book, Seth spoke of my brother, of my origin as an experiment and a state-of-the-art science Delta Zero drug. The possibility that my voices were the intuition that binds us to the twins. However persistent the voices were, they attracted me to the other side of the lake. My mind one sentence repeated over and over again. My father does not speak to me. Left my house and without hesitation I left the pier to meet the mysterious voice, my newly discovered brother. Our meeting was complicated. At the mansion, the body of the Llewellyn was still lying on the chair of his office. My brother, he wasn't educated or cultivated like I was with Seth. He didn't know death. He simply tried without success to get a reaction from the corpse of his father, who was now just a piece of flesh. His frightened face did not bode well. He seemed weak, sickly, subjugated by Llewellyn's personality, which, despite being dead, he still felt fear in the presence of his body. My brother, named Devon, had lived for many years with the only company of kind, primitive, malformed creatures, who at first glance did not seem human. I told him about me. I explained that we were twins. I told him about Seth and Llewellyn's madness. But he was lost in the fog of his brain. Too much time without stimuli, too many years in the company of simple, undeveloped minds. But above all, his heart problems, his seizures, his headaches. Time passed and we took over the mansion. Being twins, the friendly beings saw my brother's features on my face. They treated us equally. Talking about the alphas. What the fuck do you want, phone? I don't even know what that one was. Oh, fuck off. One day when I woke up, I saw a circle of those creatures in the middle of the hall. As I approached, one of them turned towards me with a pale face, almost inexpressive, but as close as possible to confusion and sadness. They all turned away, exposing the body of my brother. His bruised lips and the pallor of his skin announced his end. creatures did not understand what had happened. I suppose that in their inner self they thought he was angry and did not want to talk to them. They devoted themselves to me as the other half of their dear friend. What could I do with them? They had no future, no way out of this world. They were victims of the mistakes of the past, the men who want to be gods. They were failed experiments. There were only two solutions: to let destiny decide their fate, to give a vote of confidence to nature and not to fall into the dream of possessing the truth about the destiny of others, put an end to them before they suffer the horrors of life, the abandonment, the illness, the pain, the tragedy for which they were not prepared. Decide to think that I did not possess the truth about the fate of others, and to give nature a chance. Then I set out on my dangerous journey until I arrived here. I went through the horror of the hospital and came to the origin of everything. I have the clues to find the way out, but I can't decipher them. I must get there before it's too late. The radiation levels are rising too fast. Soon this place will be uninhabitable. Here I stop writing. I must concentrate my forces on finding Charon's staircase, or perish inside this concrete mausoleum. I'm sure being able to live must be very nice. Alright. So she figured everything out, came down here, and solved it. Alright. Okay, well, I'm guessing at this point the timer starts, yeah.
Atención. Recinto invadido por partículas de plutonio en suspensión.
Yeah, the radiation levels are getting too high. Okay, so I need to go that way, but first I need a key.
Niveles de radiación por encima de lo
Don't know what
tolerable.
any of that means. And that doesn't open. Alright. Radiation, the engine that gave life to Oak Grove, was a small nuclear reactor that, for lack of maintenance, seemed to be about to explode. Great, even better. I don't have a key, do I? And this didn't open. I mean, I saw that was a dead end. I assumed there would be something there, though. I saw the dude walk that way. Oh, there's another fucking door here. I did not. Oh, well, it's not a real door anyway, so. And I don't have a key card either. Good lord, what am I supposed to? Alright, so. Back at the table, there wasn't anything. I mean, that door I couldn't interact with anything. That I can. I mean, oh, I could have swore that I couldn't. That wasn't like it wouldn't let me interact with that.
A room
before.
with small beds appeared in front of my eyes. Small beds that once cradled babies destined for dark experiments.
Yeah. Oh. Oh, hello, key. That's weird, but whatever. Timer's still going. I know what the rules of this place are. I've worked hard to get here today, and yet I only wish to save their lives. I raised the first and second generation myself, and I have watched as little by little these innocent children were manipulated, mutilated, and even killed simply because they failed the necessary tests. Nothing can be said about the alphas. They are small children locked up in large bodies. They simply haven't understood why so much damage has been done. But the omegas are something else. I suppose it's due to a variation of medication, but despite the simplicity of their mind, they have retained a small part of understanding. They're aggressive and hostile, but with love and empathy, they can be treated. How else? Despite the danger I've been exposed to, I've not been harmed. There's only one reason that deprives them of the little goodness that nests in them and makes them go crazy: the death of their twin. I have watched as miles away, and Omega could sense the death of his brother. Can't avoid wondering if Llewellyn, in his research for an impossible one, has managed to find success, but has made his specimens pay too high a price to realize. Anyway, it doesn't matter now. They've canceled the project, and I know they intend to put an end to all traces of the disaster. I must release them before it's too late. It will be my little act of kindness before death. I know what's behind that door. I saw it once. I must get it. Airtight container. Okay, nothing that I can take though. Oh, we got a key. What was it? 3479? Yeah. Oh my fuck. 49. Does that stop it? Yeah, it does. Man, I wish I'd done that before I read that. Alright. I don't know how long that's going to stay on for, but at the very least it'll let me see if there's more to do in this room, although it doesn't seem to be, which is odd. Because if all there was that little bit, I guess maybe they put that there so that you could stop it to read this. Alright, well, let me look at this again just to see if there's any numbers on it, because we do have another code, the 5 something something 8, but I'm not seeing anything that would give us the other numbers, so. Oh, goody, as soon as I exit. Alright, well, great. Come on.
I had seen unimaginable things, but nothing like this. Oak Grove and all its facilities were fed from inside by the energy of a small nuclear reactor. That was the reason why they could spend so many years confined
Atención.
without needing
Peligro.
practically
Niveles
anything
de
from the
radiación por
outside.
encima de lo tolerable.
Okay. Oh, 7-4. Okay, well, where's the... Oh, there we go. Perfect. Okay, so 5-7-4-8 then. 5-7-4. Good lord, it will not let me do, like, small right movements for some reason. Oh my god, or small up and down movements. Fuck me, less than 2 minutes. I mean, must be close to the end then. Official document from a certain Alexander. Alexander Dowerman, resident teacher of regulated special education. Oak Grove Hospital, undefined visa. Patriotism and obedience to the dictates of the ministry. Alright. I got word today that they're suspending classes. I've been trying to educate these poor creatures for years. I've only got as far as the most basic behavior, grooming, easy to understand routine jobs. I've done my best. At first, when the ministry took over this project, I felt like dying. They took me away from my family indefinitely. I'd never seen so many twins together. I had to give lessons to those monsters. Well, that's what I called them at first. Then, as time went by, I discovered their innocence, their noble heart. For them, even the slightest thing was a discovery. My little Alpha 67s. Years later, everything went wrong. I couldn't control the new experimental generation, the Omega 1, were different, without rationality. In a short time, the classes turned into chaos. The doctors' faces drew a look of failure and desolation. Everything became dangerous. The Alphas were infected by the Omegas. It was the end. Today, the order came to leave the enclosure. I leave you with sadness. I know that your end will be terrible. As for me, they say we're going home, but nobody is going back. The secrets of Oak Grove are too terrible and the failure too great for the world to know how far this corrupt government has gone. This fanatical ministry, this God who judges everything except the evils of his worshippers. I hope that my anonymous grave will be near the forest, that place that I have missed so much during these years of captivity. I mean, there was a couple of anonymous graves. Whether or not it was yours, I don't know, but um I mean, I was really hoping for a key card when I saw that on there, but I'm not seeing one, and especially since oh wait, do I not? Oh no, that's right. I don't have a flashlight. I need to pick that up for that. And why would I keep it with me? How silly of me to think that I would keep a flashlight with me. It's always a good thing to find in next to a school, a bunch of cells. Okay, I'm not seeing any key cards. And that's the only other thing that I know of. Oh, great. Oh, hello. Oh, nice. The door's open now. Okay, there's a key card. Look around. Quicker look around. Protocol board. Transport chest. Okay, no time. Up, left. Just over a minute. Open.
Atención, peligro. Nivel extremo de radiación.
1 minute
Alerta
left.
máxima.
Come on, get your ass up.
Atención, peligro. Nivel extremo de radiación. Alerta máxima. Atención, peligro. Nivel
The
extremo
radiation
de
became
radiación.
more dangerous as it
Alerta
progressed.
máxima.
It was necessary to find the
coin,
exit as
sure.
soon as possible. That
Poetry.
enigmatic,
Oh yeah,
once
look at that.
secret
Poetry.
Charon
Nice.
staircase.
Beautiful. Oh, hello. Hey Doc, what's up? Yeah, go the other direction that's open. Thanks. I never would have figured that out.
Atención, peligro. Niveles de radiación por encima del nivel 6. Desalojen las instalaciones.
A chaotic ending for a scary start. Only one question remained in the air. Dara, the daughter. What happened to her? No trace in the guard's house, nor in the manor.
Oh, I feel like I lost.
The hospital reeked of death, and an empty bunker.
Okay, but I know what to do now. So, despite dying,
What had happened to...
it's got to start me, I was going to say, right back at the beginning, though, right? Alright, I guess we'll grab the picture again. And the map. And then we'll just rush, we grab the key. We don't need to dick around in that room or stop the clock because
Atención.
why bother?
Recinto invadido por partículas de plutonio en suspensión. Atención, peligro. Niveles de radiación por
Because
encima
I mean,
de
we
lo
A
can
room
tolerable.
with
stop
small
it,
beds
but I mean,
appeared in front of my eyes. Small beds that once cradled babies destined for dark experiments.
because yeah, the door opens, but there's no point in going in there because by the time we go in there and punch in the code, it'll probably have taken just as much time as if we ignore it. Run down here. Can't open any of
I had
these doors.
seen unimaginable things, but nothing like this. Oak Grove and all its facilities were fed from inside by the energy of a small nuclear reactor. That was the reason why they could spend so many years confined without needing
I don't know that we actually
anything
needed
from
to
the
come
outside.
in here, right? But I'll just do the loop in the hopes that it'll... Oh, no. Okay, good. I was gonna say, oh no, for some reason I thought it was an earlier door. Okay, pop in here, grab the key card. Oh, whoops. Take that. And then piece the fuck out. Look at that, 5 minutes left instead of just under, what, I think it was like not quite 2 minutes left or something, and now I have over 5.
Atención, peligro. máximo.
You can make it,
Atención,
you can make it.
nivel
Fucking
extremo
hurry
de
up.
radiación. Alerta máxima.
The radiation became more
I don't
dangerous
know
as
that I
it
need the
progressed.
coin, but it was something that I could
It was
actually take
necessary to
with me,
find
so...
the exit as soon as possible. That enigmatic and secret Charon staircase.
Charon's, yeah. Yeah, come on.
Atención, peligro.
Yep,
Niveles de radiación por encima del nivel 6. Desalojen las instalaciones.
I wonder if he got me
Chaotic
killed.
ending for a scary start. Only one question remained in the air. Dara, the daughter. What happened to her? No trace in the
Okay, I don't
guardhouse,
see anything
nor in the
there.
manor. The hospital
I mean-
reeked of death, and an empty bunker, with the radiation levels out of control. What had happened to Dara?
I don't know. What's the code? What's the code to the thing? No. Shit. I mean, that's kind of why I was turning on all the computers and shit before. Is because I was really hoping that, like, if I looked at them, it would, like... give me a clue. I mean... I don't... I got nothing. I mean, I'm trying to, like, zoom into the coin, but I can't. Hello? Can we have a... I mean, clearly I'm dead. Like, there's no way I'm not at this point. But I have... poem? Night falls down in a fair payment. Doom man, remember to the coined year to the door of life. The coined year. Okay. So, I mean, that makes me think that I need... what's on... it says I can zoom in, but I don't seem to have the capability of zooming in. It's just... I mean, I might have to... yeah, thanks, buddy. I know which way I need to go. I can't fucking exit, though. You douchebag. I don't know what you're pointing at, though. I mean, I don't know, dude. I can't... I mean, let me zoom in on the coin. Like, I remember seeing, like, 50 something on there, but, like, I don't... I mean, I'm just dead. I mean, that's it. Like, we can just basically sit here and watch this count down because the game won't let me zoom in for some reason. Like, none of my buttons will let me zoom in. Which is weird because I'm pretty sure that I had zoomed in on something before, like at the beginning of the game. See, like if I adjust it right and then hit left bumper. 3, 2, 1, 0. All right. So we're gonna try this one more time. Wow, that's a horrible death sound. Come on, open up. Once again, we'll take the map and the picture because why not? Yeah. I don't like how it runs while we're
Atención. Recinto
like
invadido por
we don't
partículas
get
de
to move and
plutonio
it fucking like
disrupción.
cutscenes us constantly with like the stupid ghost guy and
Atención.
shit
Peligro. Niveles de
while the
radiación por
countdown is
encima
still
de lo
going.
A
tolerable.
room with small beds appeared in front
Okay.
of my eyes. Small beds that once cradled babies destined for dark
Yeah, get over there.
experiments.
There you go. The weird corpse baby. Okay. And then fuck the other room. Oh, it also opens by itself. I didn't need to click on it.
I had seen unimaginable things,
Okay, I'm gonna.
but nothing like this.
Not that it really matters. I mean, we
Oak
had a
Grove
huge amount of
and
time
all
if I
its
had just
facilities
known
were
the
fed from
fucking
Peligro.
combination.
inside by the
Niveles
energy
de
of a small
radiación por
nuclear
encima de lo
reactor.
tolerable.
That was the reason why they
Damn
could
it,
spend
see,
so
and I was
many
worried
years
about that, which is why I didn't do it
without
last
needing
time.
practically anything
Because I
from
don't
the
know exactly
outside.
how far away I need to go to fucking trigger it. And the fact that it's at the other end of the fucking hallway just makes it all the worse. Because, like, what triggered it? Was it me going in there? Because, like, I didn't pick up any of the papers or even look at the ID this time, or last time, and it still triggered it. I didn't turn off the countdown last time, it still triggered it. Okay, so now I've done a loop in there. There we go. Okay, so I just basically need to get up to the desk then, it looks like. Okay, grab this. Stupid thing. I mean, we still have plenty of time. Like, once you know what you're doing, you have, like, 7 minutes is a huge amount of time. Come on. I feel like this would have been fine without the timer. Like, you don't, like, we had, what, potentially one part earlier that we could have died at, where the thing was attacking us, like, in the hospital, and, like, that was it.
Dangerous as it progressed. It was necessary to
Okay.
find the exit as soon as possible.
1976.
That enigmatic
Thank you, that was
and
all that I
secret
needed.
Charon staircase.
If I could have fucking zoomed in, like the game said I was supposed, like the game said I could, it would have been absolutely fine. Come on.
A chaotic ending for a scary start.
I
Only
mean,
one
since we
question
didn't know
remained
about,
in the air.
like, the date on the coin, we still would have
Dara,
died the first time,
the
but
daughter. What happened
we
to
definitely
her?
would have been, like, at least
No
at
trace
this
in the guard's
door.
house, nor in the manor.
15,
The hospital reeked of
70.
death, and an empty bunker with
Oh
the
my
radiation
God.
levels out of control.
6.
What had happened to Dara?
I don't know what had happened to Dara. Oh, okay. The mysterious Charon was waiting for me, rocked by the swaying waters of the underground lake between shadows and mist to make an exception for me. He was not going to take me to hell, but to get me out of it. Okay, I'm assuming I need to put the coin in there. Okay. Well, oh, okay. Apparently they didn't want me going. Oh no. Oh, okay. Apparently it's a really long staircase. They had to cut some of it out for me. Alright, like, you couldn't have cut out more? Like, this is still a lot of stairs. If you're gonna make me walk up the stairs. It also kind of, like, a scene like this in a video game kind of loses something when it's a spiral staircase for some reason. At last, I know that I leave many things behind, but it is time to go towards a new beginning and go to search of my destiny. I don't know what I'm going to find behind this door, but I'm sure it will be wonderful. Wonderful, Dara. Will it be wonderful? Oh,
I finally got out of there. The fresh
oh,
air
nice.
gave me courage. The breeze blessed my heart. And I felt a breath of hope. In the lost distance, in a vast landscape, there was a small cabin. I started running toward it like an excited child. Maybe, inside, I would find Dara.
Good place as any. I mean, don't know how long she's been gone. I mean, we technically saw somebody that could have been her as we walked,
Dara
but
was there, waiting. For some reason, she knew I would come looking for her, just as I somehow knew she was waiting for me. It was she who prompted me to open the recovered documents and discover Dr. Llewellyn's last secret.
triplets.
A secret of which the doctor had deliberately eliminated all record. A secret that would explain the visions I had on my journey through Oak Grove. According to the documents in Dr. Llewellyn's private records, on the sad day when Agatha gave birth, an unforeseen event occurred. One baby more than anyone had expected was born. They weren't twins. They were triplets. Llewellyn gave the 3 newborns names beginning with the letter D for Delta. Suddenly, it all made sense. One baby stayed at the mansion. Another was taken across the lake and lived in the forest house. And the last one was given for adoption to the ministry. Devon, Dara, and Desmond.
All right, and that's the end of Charon's staircase. I liked it. Obviously, once it gets to the end, it's like, oh well, obviously, it's like, oh, and then like, once it was like, she knew I was coming and I knew she was there. It was like, oh well, they were triplets. My only real issue with that twist is like the whole thing was supposed, like the whole study was supposed to be done with twins, right? Right, like that was the thing. It's like, oh, they're twins, they'll be psychically connected. Why would you give away one of the triplets though? Like, I get that they were supposed to be doing it on twins, so we'll keep 2. But how did you choose to send what? Like, which, like, what determined who got to leave? Like, who got put up for adoption and that? Like, that doesn't really make a huge amount of sense. Like, even having Dara go live with the guy across the lake makes a little bit of sense, because you can test separate, like, the psychic power across separation, but it's still like within control. But like, they put him up just for adoption. Like, it wasn't even like we gave them to somebody else in the ministry. It just said that they put him up for adoption, indicating that they had no idea who he was going to go to, right? That's my real only that's only my that's really my only issue with that twist. Other than that, it was fine. It wasn't hinted at throughout the game or anything. Like, yeah, you had the visions, but I mean, you're in a place with psychics. I mean, yeah. Like, it's fine. Psychics leave impressions on places all the time. So, I mean, whatever. But yeah, overall it was good. Like I said, I don't know if you can die in the hospital. I would imagine so. Um, but even still, it's so easy to get away at that point that it's still not really a threat. If it hadn't been for me not being able to zoom in, which is obviously not like the game's fault, I could have finished it. But even still, I think, to be fair, it's a good thing that I could die because otherwise I never would have, I would have had to look up what the code was because there would have been no way for me to, uh, oh God. There would have been no way for me to check that date otherwise because there was no fucking chance I was seeing 1976 scratched on there with it that small. Not with my eyesight. Um, but yeah, I didn't feel like any of the puzzles were particularly hard or anything. Like I didn't find anything to be like overly hidden, Like everything seemed to be, like all right. Oh, well, actually that's not true. There was that one, right? The No, because even then, the only reason I was gonna say the one box or whatever, the one poem that we had to look at the paintings and whatnot. Because even then, like it took me a while to figure it out, but that's just because I hadn't found the things yet. Because like I didn't know where the clues were, and I just like, and because of the way I play games, I don't like to advance until I've got everything. So the fact that it wasn't like that I had to advance to get the rest of the numbers was the only thing that really screwed me over with that one. So I'll take the blame for. Oh, you know what? One puzzle. I'll give this game shit for one puzzle, which is the light puzzle that you do in the garden, with the statues. There was the one. There was the one part, the one set of statues there, where the correct statue made no sense to me. So I mean, that's it. They're like one puzzle. And like I said, like when we did that, I got very lucky. I felt getting the correct combination, and it could have went an insane amount of time without me getting that if I hadn't got lucky like that. So, but yeah, I mean, overall, great game. The story was good. I mean, dude, doing experiments on twins to make psychics for the good old government that rules everything. Um, and then having his own kids be part of the experiment. I mean, that's a good I mean, obviously it's a horrible story, but I mean, it's a good story. You had like, oh, you know what, you could probably die in that other section where we had to like shut off the lights to make it through the omegas. You can probably die there too, but once again, it's so easy that it's like but yeah, and then like you had the alpha variants that are basically, well, as the one person put it, basically children in adult bodies because like they have so little mental processing. And then you have the omegas that turn hostile. Although the last thing there that we read said that they turned hostile once their twin had died and not just and didn't just start out that way, which is interesting. So I mean, obviously, there's the myth that twins have a connection like that, and I mean there's some evidence to suggest that it may not be completely bullshit, but at the same time, it's not really something that you can, and I say some evidence that it might not be bullshit because all that evidence could also just be like, oh, it was a coincidence. Or it's like, oh, just it could be explained away technically with something else. But I mean, um, so I mean, it even makes sense that it's like, oh, we're gonna use twins to make psychics because twins automatically have psychic powers. We just need to expand them. And I mean, the thing is, right, is like you might be wondering, it's like, oh, what are they gonna use the psychics for? But even if, like, let's say all they got from it was like all they got from their experimentation was making that psychic connection, presuming it's real in the first place, stronger so that the twins could send and receive communications to each other over a long distance. That kind of unhackable communication would be invaluable to a military. Like if you could just have like somebody like standing next to the president and somebody standing next to the general in the field laying out everything to the other person, like, and there is zero chance that anybody is listening in on the conversation that, isn't in the immediate vicinity, obviously. Like that would be like a huge advantage over any other country that has to use like, anything really, like, because you can fucking intercept signals and shit that will let you do it. So I mean, and hack into computers and whatnot. Or I mean, you could also go the other route, and if they know each other's location, you can have one, purposefully get captured and tortured by an opposing force, so that they'll take them to their hideout, and then the other twin can lead you to them. But I mean, that's a worse use of it. Because I mean, obviously, if they increase the psychic power in such a way that it could affect other people, then you got like soldiers. Obviously, the amount of them would probably be very limited, so you would need to use them as like, depending on exactly what kind of psychic powers they got, spies, assassins, what have you. They would need to be like specialists, right? Not just like general soldiers. Um, but yeah, that was it for this game. I'm not sure if I actually have another horror game or not ready to go. But anyway, that'll be it for this part. Anyway, so next week we'll either have another horror game or you'll get uh, a puzzle game both days. But thanks everybody for watching, and I will see you next time for more.